Welcome back to Hockey Talks. I am Carl. That is Dave here. What a game we had in the Four Nations final.
That was insane.
That was an insane game with Canada in a thrilling victory over the USA in overtime. A 3-2 win in overtime off Connor McDavid's goal left wide open in the slot by Austin Matthews.
For sure. I don't think
was something
anybody could have asked for a better way to end the game. Nonetheless, in overtime.
Yeah.
2-2 into overtime. Both goalies are playing absolutely phenomenally.
Yeah. Jordan Binnington. You got to say something about him. Unbelievable. A lot of people had questions coming into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Jordan Binnington the right goaltender for Canada? Well, I think he proved a lot of people wrong, right? And John Cooper, too, also had a lot of belief in it. Everybody wanted to change, see what Aiden Dale could do, right? But sticking with Jordan Binnington, and it proved to be the right call, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So he knows what he's talking about when it comes, and nobody should be doubting John Cooper again.
Yeah. Well, maybe less often.
Less often. But with the outcome of that was just a thrilling game. Way to go, Canada. U.S. played a fantastic game, too. That was a thrill. They had so many opportunities in the slot, right? Austin Matthews had a countless amount of chances. They outshot him. Yeah. Too, for sure. Big time, right?
Absolutely. It was really, really cool to see. And part of me wonders how much this kind of series is going to actually carry over into the NHL. Everybody kind of gets a taste. No, it's not the Stanley Cup, but you're playing for your nation. And whether you get a loss or a win, a loss would add fuel to the fire for a lot of these players. Kind of an awakening moment, right? But if you did actually end up getting the win, maybe it'll fuel the fire a little bit come playoff time to let you dig down a little more. I'm thinking specifically here McDavid, right? Especially because he scored the overtime goal. I think he liked the way that felt. It feels good to win.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens in the playoffs if he can do the same thing to save his team, in those rounds to come.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it's crazy. McDavid, you could tell that game meant a lot to him, right?
Yeah.
Especially when he scored that overtime goal, right? Just the thrill, the excitement that he was showing right after, right? I know that's not the ultimate goal he wanted, right? As you could see when he was lifting the
that was all kind of that was cringe.
He was just, this is not what he didn't want to celebrate fully because, that's not what he wants, right? He didn't want to seem like he made it. That was all about that.
And respectfully, I get it. I get it.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I got to love Ovechkin's mentality. It's like, no, you know what? Yeah, it's not a Stanley Cup. Who cares? Lift the thing, enjoy and celebrate because you won something.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cringe seeing all those guys go around kind of barely lifted up. It's good that they did, but I don't think they really realize, it's not like it matters an insane amount, but it's for the first tournament, which is probably going to be happening for this foreseeable future. It's good to get one down in the books where, Canada got a win. And if you're an American, it's good to go down in the books that you guys made the final. And made us sweat a lot. And you guys did kick our butts the first game.
Oh, so absolutely.
That's something we said there.
Could have went either way, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Could have went either direction. It was one goal, like you said, they had tons of chances. Bennington just stood on his head, right?
Yeah.
He played unbelievable hockey, right? And so did Hellebuyck, though. He played really well as well. But, somebody's got to win. Yeah. And it just happened to be Canada, right? So...
Yeah,
but
no, it's interesting to see McDavid, and I wonder how that's going to change the odds for Edmonton in the playoffs. And I actually immediately after that I was pumped up, so I went on and I looked up a bunch of stuff for AI, and I had noticed that every single time I did it, I'd used a couple different engines, and every time I did it, then the final round was Edmonton versus Carolina.
Yeah, I'd love to see the 06 rematch happen again, right?
Blew my mind. And so who do you think it gave the edge to?
Probably Edmonton. I would imagine Edmonton.
Right? Every time. It gave the edge to Edmonton. Strictly because they've already been there. Yeah. And it said that they have the playoff experience and the previous loss will be enough fuel for them to push through this time. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I'm surprised Winnipeg wasn't in the mix, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Winnipeg is having a fantastic season, right? Mm-hmm. They're having a really good season, but as you can tell, regular season only means the regular season. Does not mean the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? That can completely change. Remember Boston a few years ago had an unbelievable regular season. Hardly lost any games at all, but they went out the first round.
Yeah.
First round, Tampa Bay. So,
and that's why I usually would bet against the first seed, to be honest.
yeah, pretty much, right? You don't have that great of a chance. Like, use a lot of your energy in the season. And
so, what do you think, Edmonton Oilers? Do you think that this McDavid getting the goal in Four Nations is going to help the Edmonton team at all? Kind of dig down, because a lot of especially the first round, a lot of the playoffs always comes if who's going to be desperate faster, because you're kind of going from regular season to playoff hockey.
Yeah.
So, do you think Edmonton is going to be a team where they're gonna be playing and they're gonna have their kind of eyes set on the prize from game one and get that rest between Series 1 and Series 2?
I would think so. They were going to try that for sure, right? To get as much rest as they possibly can. Although McDavid, I think.
But do you think they'll do it? Right? They'll try it. Do you think they'll
try? Will they do it? I don't think so.
No.
As for the Stanley Cup, I don't. See, here's the thing: if they can get a goaltender, then yeah, I believe they can get to that Stanley Cup.
No, I think they have a goaltender.
A more consistent goaltender rather than Stuart Skinner in net, right?
Yeah. Well, sometimes he ain't the goaltender, so
there's
get back in there, bud.
Calvin Pickard, neither, right? The backup, he's a good backup.
Yeah.
But having those two as a tandem, they need somebody else more reliable that can get them to save. They don't have a problem scoring goals. They have a problem keeping it out of their net.
Yeah.
So what was it like? The 2 games they let 15 goals in. Like, that is not good.
That's
a
lot.
Well, McDavid's openly said this, that he's struggled since the Four Nations, right? He is having a hard time finding his game. And he is also has the worst plus-minus rating in the NHL right now.
Holy.
The worst. That is not good.
Why do you think he has a tough time getting his groove back after the Four Nations? Is it because maybe he's used to playing now with good players, and
I think
now
he's tired out, because you've seen how hard they went that whole tournament, right?
Yeah.
They didn't get a break like everybody else, right? But the pace of those games comparison to the NHL now is completely different. Like, the Four Nations was so much faster and quicker. Like, you watch a hockey game after you've seen all that, and it just looks slow compared to that. Really slow. But yeah,
that was exciting hockey.
Oh, it was fantastic hockey.
I think it was worth it for him, though.
I think so too.
He'll bounce back. They'll still make the playoffs.
Oh, they'll make the playoffs for sure, right?
It's weird how he's the most minus on the team, though.
Yeah. Oh, not just in the NHL.
It's the weird how he's the most minus in the whole NHL.
Yeah, the worst plus minus in the NHL. But his defense has been really slacking.
Yeah.
Right? Leaving guys open and not covering. His coverage has been blown way too many times, but I think it's maybe it tired him out.
Yeah.
But I mean, even before this too, right? So he said he struggled all season, but he'll find his game.
Yeah.
David, he will figure it out. But if they can find a goaltender, I think they'll have a good run at the Cup again this year.
Yeah. But
they have to find a goaltender. And they have to get on a winning streak, right, and get some momentum back.
Yeah.
Right now, they are not. I think they've lost 4 straight now, so they have to try to find themselves on a winning streak again and get things rolling again, back to the way it was before, right? So we'll see what happens there. But the team that's on a great winning streak right now is the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
Who continue to roll on 11-game win streak. Right now.
Yeah.
It's the franchise record.
And that's crazy, because they just went on a winning streak at the beginning of the year, too.
They did. Yeah, they did. So they're playing some fantastic hockey. And it's a lot of things to Connor Hellebuyck in net as well. Yeah. But also Kyle Connors, Mark Scheifele, right? Those guys are putting up fantastic points. Yeah. Really good points. So these guys are on a roll, and doesn't look like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, well, good for them.
Yeah, see what they can do in the playoffs, because that's completely, as you know, they've had a really good season last year, and they got crushed by the Colorado Avalanche last year.
Oh, yeah.
So Hellebuyck did not play good in the playoffs last year, but
Or Colorado just had him figured,
Colorado, that could have been too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Hellebuyck did not.
It's always a different kind of hockey,
Yeah, yeah, it sure is.
But no, speaking of Hellebuyck and Winnipeg Jets record and all, like the 11-game winning record so far, they're playing tonight actually.
Yeah.
I guess on the 27th here. So we'll see what happens there. But leads me to a question. What are the most wins, the record for the most wins by goaltender in the NHL? Can you give me the top 3 goaltenders?
Let's say Martin Brodeur.
Yep. And he's number 2.
Number 2.
Yep.
Connor Hellebuyck.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Not the top 3.
Jonathan Quick.
Nope.
Oh.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh, he just got 4.
Washington Capitals.
Who's on Washington Capitals? Right?
Was on Washington
Lindgren?
Capitals.
No.
Was historically.
Huh. Historically.
Holtby.
Really?
Yes.
Holtby.
Yeah.
Is he still playing in the NHL right now?
I don't even know actually.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, that was in
right now.
05, I believe. 05, 06, I think Holtby's was. Or no, sorry, Holtby's was 15.
Yeah.
Brodeurs
He's very
was
recent.
Brodeurs was 05.
Yeah.
And then the third one?
The third one? Oh boy. Okay. Let's
Come on, it's on your team. Was on your team.
Oh, I was on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, Luongo.
Yeah.
So Holtby had 48 wins. Brodeur had 48. And then it's Luongo ended up with 45, I believe.
Yeah.
And so now it leads me to the next question. How many wins this season does Hellebuyck have as of like today? Yeah.
Oh boy, probably 27?
36.
36. Oh.
And they have 23 games left. So for him to break the record, he needs, 12 more wins in 26 and 23 games.
Wow.
So he's on pace to breaking it.
Yeah.
And the idea is that if he can break that record by 1 or 2 games, then we'll see. I mean, when you're in the playoffs, you have a goaltender who's having a record-breaking season.
Yeah.
And it's going to get you somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he breaks that. I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he will. He's playing a lot.
They need to keep winning.
Right. And they keep winning. Yeah, they keep winning with him. They're a strong team.
For sure.
Very strong.
Aside from that record, though, there is the other one we're tracking.
Yes.
Ovechkin.
Yes.
So how many goals do you think he has?
Well, right now I think he's
in total, I guess.
12 away. So that would 82?
He's 11 away.
He's 11.
Well, 12 away from breaking the record.
Oh,
11 away from
time.
tying.
Yeah.
So 883 is what he's at.
888.
Yeah. And they have 24 games left to get 11 goals. 12 goals to beat it.
Yeah. It's coming a lot closer than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
I mean, he just keeps going, right? I thought he was going to slow down.
Would not be something if you end up being incorrect.
You're wrong about Ovechkin. Yes. There is a chance. I mean, they still have 20-some games left. It'd be an average, at least half of those games.
A goal every 2 games.
A goal every 2 games.
Yeah.
So
it's possible.
Very possible.
An empty netter every 2 games.
Yeah. He did score a hat trick the other night, which helped him big time.
There you go. Yeah.
So a couple nights ago, he scored a hat trick on the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, there you go. If only every player in the league could score like Ovechkin, hey?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people struggling
Mm-hmm.
to break the ice with all those points.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Elias Pettersson is struggling majorly on the Vancouver.
He needs Miller there.
Even after the Miller trade.
He needs him.
He hasn't been playing good for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Right? He's been struggling, and then everybody thought, maybe it was JT Miller.
Yeah.
That was the issue, right? And the reason why he hasn't been playing good. But you really think it was the Miller thing anymore? I don't think so.
No.
Like I've said from the beginning, I think it should have been the other way around. I think Pettersson should have been the one traded, and he was the problem.
Nobody else wanted him.
And JT Miller was the guy that would help you get there because he was still putting up some points.
Yeah.
Right? And here we are. Kept Pettersson. He has a big contract still, and he hasn't been doing anything. And JT Miller's still been scoring goals. He's been playing great. But I think it should have been the other way around. I think maybe Pettersson will get traded. I don't think he will get traded.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody's going to want him right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Same
I
here.
think his value's gone way down at the moment. But, yeah.
That's when you can get a deal, though, for these players, right?
Yeah, well,
Wait for them to enter a cold streak.
It would be a bad time to get rid of him for the Canucks because they wouldn't get much out of it for him.
Oh, really?
They wouldn't get much back for him because his trade value has gone way down.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, if you really wanted to get rid of him,
if anybody would want him right now,
yeah,
anybody wants
that's
that guy.
what I'm saying.
So, yeah.
Like, what I mean is, he's in a cold streak, so it's an opportunity for another team to pick him up. Yeah, Vancouver, they're not going to get what they need out of it, right? Yeah. But if they want to get rid of him, you know, a lot of people could pick him up right now, probably a bargain price.
Yeah. Which I don't know if the Canucks want to do that because also
then they got to deal with having him.
He carries a big salary, right? Which they can't really get rid of, and which team is going to want to take on that big of a salary when that player is not performing as well?
But you could always do other things, though, can you not? Where you do trade draft positions and things like that, or is that capped? Or is that done?
Well, no, you can trade draft positions and something like
that.
I mean, yeah, you can do stuff like that, but we're going to get rid of Pettersson for a couple of draft picks as long as they take care of all their salary.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If the team wants to take the salary on, if they have room for a $9 million salary.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a possible chance. I don't think they're going to trade him before the deadline. Probably going to go.
When is the deadline again?
It would be March the 7th, I do believe. Yeah, first Friday in March. Yeah,
that'd be sweet. That would be awesome if they got rid of him, though.
Next week. Well, I mean,
because I know you'll get a certain amount of loss out of that, but at the same time, what is he doing?
He's not. I think he's hampering the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a problem for the team right now. Even like he said the media was the problem. He said the media was annoying him about that, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's not a good look. That is not a good look.
It's not a good excuse.
That is not a good excuse.
The media is...
They're like, you guys are more annoying than my thinking about my issues on the ice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, your issues on the ice are causing the team a lot of problems, right? So, I don't know. They got to figure something out with him. He's got to play better, or they got to get rid of him and get something else, because I think he's hampering the team, and we need to move on from him.
So, yeah, at what point do you say, okay, we're just going to cut ties? You know, although you got to pay the contract out.
Maybe we can do a Pettersson for JT Miller swap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't think the Rangers. Yeah, that's where you went, right? The Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Rangers would do Pettersson.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's going to happen.
Never.
No, but you want to get to some Ottawa playoff chances.
Yeah, so here's a pretty interesting thing, right? So Ottawa, they have one of their players, Tkachuk, goes and does something in the Four Nations Cup. And gets into a fight and then gets injured, I believe, against Sweden. And, I'll be the one to say it. Good for him, we'll say. I hope it was worth it because now the Ottawa Senators are out of the playoff spot and you can't even play.
Brady Tkachuk didn't get injured from the fight.
Okay, I know. I've heard this a lot. No. I've heard this a lot. So here's what I say. Every single hit you take on the ice leads to you getting injured. So I know one doesn't get injured during a fight,
okay,
but you got to admit everything amalgamates, right? And that's what leads to an injury happening. Whether you get the fight, you think you can take on more than what you can, and then in Sweden maybe you get a bad hit or something. But the way I see it is it all adds up, right? It's all an ego thing, and you put yourself into certain situations which lead to getting injured.
Yeah. And
he ended up getting injured. Sure, it wasn't directly from the fight. That's why I also said against Sweden.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he slammed hard into that post.
Yeah.
Right. So, but which also could contribute to some of it.
I guess Sweden, right?
Yeah, I do believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was against Sweden. Yeah. Yeah, where he fell hard and hit the post or whatever.
So let me just say this once more. When you're playing against Canada and you're playing so hard that in the first 3 seconds of the round, of the game, you're gonna go and fight somebody, right? It means you're out for blood. You're trying really, really hard.
Yep.
In the Sweden matchup, when that shouldn't really even be that, as much of a matchup, he goes and he tries 110%, 120%, goes and gets himself injured. and now the team's out of a playoff spot. I mean, that's what I see. Right?
Yeah. Because he's not playing for Ottawa right now. No. He did play the whole Canada game though, the final.
Yeah.
He was in that whole game, but then now he's out. I don't know when he's coming
back.
back.
I said, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Isn't that weird?
He jeopardized
played
his season with Ottawa to go play there, right? And
Yeah.
A lot of the guys did. That's what they're all doing, right? But yeah, so now you jeopardize your whole team when you play, and that's why I think some teams kept guys out.
Yeah.
And I think Quinn Hughes wanted to go in, right? I think he really wanted to play.
Yeah.
And Vancouver said no.
Yeah.
And they said they kept him out. They didn't allow him to play. So should Ottawa have done that?
And it's like I'm an Ottawa fan. I like Ottawa.
Absolutely.
I do hope they make the playoffs, but at the same time, I mean, karma's a bee, and when you're playing that hard and doing those kind of plays, because like I said, it's not just the fact that he skated into a post. It's everything from the beginning. It's like it's the same idea of like, okay, you do a hit on somebody, and it's a solid hit, and it's good. And the next time you're going to look for that because it felt good. And the next time you're going to look for that. And the next time you score a goal and you're going to go hard to the net and try 110% and play through an injury. And now you're putting your own team at stake, right?
Yeah. So, everything you do jeopardizes yourself.
Yeah. Because everything else boosts your morale, your momentum, your willingness to deal this stuff out, right?
Yeah.
And what was the first game of the Four Nations, right? It was a Canada game. And how did he want to start off that tournament? With fighting.
Yeah.
That's how he wanted to start that tournament off. That's why I say it's not a direct repercussion of the fight, but it's the mentality that you get when you do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the mentality of like putting your body before everything else.
Yeah.
Right? Before your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think the playoff chances are over for Ottawa then?
I don't think so. I think they're going to have to play without him for a couple games. Yeah. I'd like to see him make it. They have to have a winning record though, which is going to be a very hard thing to do.
Back, right? Yeah. Points out right now. Yeah, they're on a 5-game losing streak at the moment, so they got to find their game. Brady Tkachuk's not there, like you pointed out.
Yeah,
which he is a big contributor to that team.
Yeah,
he's a big leader on that team. So without him, you're losing a big chunk of it. So yeah, I see it. Yeah, absolutely. You jeopardize everything you do outside of that, jeopardizes your chances of actually succeeding in the actual game you're playing.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more favorable for someone like McDavid to go down for a few games than someone like Tkachuk, where his team's not even in the playoffs.
Yeah. McDavid, they have a lot of stuff around them built that Draisaitl can handle the whole team on his own.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need McDavid there if he doesn't need it, right?
Exactly.
So, but we're in Ottawa, well, I mean, you have a couple of goal scorers, but Brady really drives that team. So, if you don't have him, you see everything start to slowly fall apart without him.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Jeopardize the team by doing
and
stuff
who knows,
like that.
Maybe had he not played, they would have won.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it could have been. But that's all the time we have for today. Thanks again for joining us. Leave us some comments about what you thought about the conversations that we had. And we will see you next time.
See you later.